corner update on Joe Kraus, folks. We have made it to the final show after 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears. We have finally made it, and we've got a big show here for you this morning. So thanks for all who have come in early to watch this moment of NT history, you could say. To start things off, we're going to reveal the professors' superlatives. This was decided by the polls we put out on my Twitter page at the Pro 15 last week, and thanks to everyone who voted. So our first award is for Best Duo of the Year. These two have played baseball together since preschool, and they went out in style. One finished the season with a .361 batting average and a team-high 21 RBIs. They play multiple positions, while the other wrapped up a 3-year career at short, finishing with a .344 average and 14 ribbies, and is heading to UB next season. The Best Duo of the Year award goes to Victor Wilson and Mike O'Connor. Fellas, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Here's your certificate. Here's your certificate.
Thank you.
Just real quick, what were your thoughts on how your senior year went overall?
It was great. I'm really going to miss this place. A lot of good memories, a lot of good friends here. I'd like to thank Mike, of course, for being there since preschool, and I'd like to thank you, Joe, just for always supporting us. You're the glue that puts us together all the time.
Thanks, Vic. Fifth period lunch won't be the same. Do you have anything you want to add, Mike?
Yeah, it was a good year. Didn't finish it the way we'd like to, obviously, but unless you win that last game, you're not gonna win them all over. But definitely played hard, played well, and it was a fun year. We had a good time, and we'd like to thank you on all the athletes here, and I know I can speak for everybody, now and in the past. You represent a lot of them too, and just no other school has a guy who does what you do every day. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, that
For sure.
That means a lot. Thanks for coming on. Congrats
Thank you.
on your award.
Thank you, Joe.
And we'll see you guys soon. Mike O'Connor, Victor Wilson. Let's make some noise, guys. Our best duo of the year. All right, up next is the female athlete of the year. This was a very close call, as first and second place were separated by just 1%, right down to the 10th of it. She led the team in kills, digs, and blocks, and this fall will be her 5th and final year of the program. The Female Athlete of the Year award going to NT Girls Volleyball's Julie Milbrand. Julie, thanks for coming.
No problem, Joe.
Here's your certificate.
Thank you.
This is I know that we've been talking about this the past couple months. You coming on, and now you're finally able to come on. So, what's it been like just being a part of the varsity program since an early age?
It's great. No problems. It's been a real blessing to be a part of NT volleyball for so long, and have my sister been part of volleyball as well. Just the girls are great, the coaches are great, and the support's great. It's just a great program to be part of.
Anything we could expect for the upcoming fall?
We're definitely going to win the league and go to sectional finals. We're going to do that, no doubt.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Julie Milbrand, everybody, your Female Athlete of the Year. Thanks,
Joe.
coming on. Our next award now is the Male Athlete of the Year, and I'm so glad that we got this one right because he worked his tail off. A 6-year career, he's walking away from the mat with a program best 206 career wins, was the 2016 sectional champion in the 145 bracket, and became the first Lumberjack to appear in the state finals in 20 years. The Male Athlete of the Year award goes to my good friend from NT Wrestling, Troy Keller. Troy,
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks for coming. Congratulations. Now, I don't know if you remember, but freshman year, back then we had a lot of stupid lunch conversations in lunch, but probably the most memorable one was when I asked you how many wins you were going to finish with. You said 100 would be good, and then you changed it and said 200 would be nice, and now you had 206. So how would you describe the whole 6-year experience?
And that's been like one of the main goals. Like 200 wins was what I wanted ever since I started on varsity, and then I also wanted a state title, but it didn't happen.
Well, still second in the state, and now you're going to end trip next year, so you're probably excited for that.
Yeah, hopefully I can do something there, All-American or something, 2 years, and then continue somewhere else.
Well, Troy, we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your award. Male Athlete of the Year. And our final award this morning, I'm not sure if he's here yet, or he might be walking in, but we had a Coach of the Year award. and there's been a lot of great coaches that have come through Oklahoma City over the years. He's actually named 6th all-time on our poll earlier this week. Spent 14 seasons with NT, over 40 years in high school wrestling. Named Western New York Coach of the Year 5 times, and last night he was named the NFL Coach of the Year from North Tonawanda High School. So the Coach of the Year award goes to Mr. Dan Fire from NT Wrestling. Coach, congratulations, like I said before, on a great career, and glad you were able to come on the show a couple of months ago. So thank you, and when I see you, I'll give you the certificate and a big handshake. So congratulations to Coach Fire. So as you all know, this is our final show, and I've served as host, creator, writer, and producer since all the way back in 2009. It's Bruce Elementary, if you can hardly believe it, up to now, here at MTHS for the past 4 years. But there have been people that believe that I wouldn't last this long. They said, I bet that you won't be the host of the Sports Corner on June 9th, 2016. Well, proved you guys wrong. So now it's time for them to pay up. So they brought their cash, and let's see. Hopefully they line themselves up. Here we go. We brought the money today. Come on.
All right, Joe. Congratulations on 4 years, and look forward to many more.
Thanks, bud. Really appreciate it.
So, somehow you made it. Joe, that's all I got.
Thanks, bud.
Joe, don't take my job at Channel 2.
All right, Joe, I remember talking with this wormy little freshman who wanted to do a sports show, and he declined and you took over. There we go.
Okay, this guy.
Joel, congratulations on 4 outstanding years here behind the booth, and touching the lives of students that were older than you and also younger than you. And huge thanks for being our student assistant for 4 years, being a huge impact on the success of our program. And you're on to bigger and better things, and this is just the beginning.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
appreciate it. There he is.
There he is. I'm right here.
Easy trigger. Congratulations, Joe. North Tonawanda High School. Mornings will never be the same without you. You've done an enormous job here. I wish you all the best
Thank
in
you.
your future, buddy.
Thanks.
Hi, Joe. Thank you very much. My daughter took my money. I had to take her to Tim Hortons, so they made a mistake and they gave me a free bagel. It's great listening to you every morning on the TV show, and when I miss the sports updates, and I don't have to wake up early to read the paper. And now I'm going to have
You're gonna have a normal life.
normal life.
Yeah.
Hello, Sammy.
Thanks, Coach. You got another one?
Yeah, Joe. Congratulations on all your endeavors, Joseph. You want a double? Congratulations, Lumberjack Nation, Raider Nation. A little bored, so.
Joe, that's Canadian money. The exchange rate, it's not as much. It will be better.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
We all had a lot.
Truly appreciate it.
Anything over there at Warner, Wagner, wherever you're at?
So appreciate it. I guess it's like everybody's getting in.
That way.
All right. Well, there's just been a few people that I'd like to thank. We got a few more minutes left. But where do I begin? it's just been a great run. I know the first person I want to thank. I want to take it back to through school, back in 2009. First show was the Monday after the state title game, so I guess we can thank Bloomfield and Tuzo for starting this whole thing. But yeah, Emily Howell and I started it all out. I know that she was able to come down and come down today. But Emily and I were, she was able to come on. So Emily and I somehow just started rolling. About the lunch, the weather, and the sports. Well, this show wouldn't have even started without the help of Mr. Rick Jetter. When I offered the idea, his eyes immediately lit up, and what I learned from him the most was that to be energetic in everything that he did. So, thank you, Mr. Jetter, for starting this for me. The other big person I want to thank, he came on the show a couple weeks ago, Alex Somrotsky from the NC Youth Center. Without his support, we wouldn't have started the YouTube show. I probably wouldn't have met my sidekick, Lou Medina, these past 7 years. You know, I still remember yesterday, it was the opening night of the 5th and 6th grade league, and I asked Alex in my 12-year-old squeaky voice, "Hey Alex, can I call the games today?" And you know, instead of turning me away, he said, "Sure, just don't say anything that can get us all in trouble." So, and 7 years later, I still enjoy helping out the NC Youth Center basketball program. Last season, I also started coaching, which was a little bit scary because the only play in my playbook was just pass it to the guy that was open. So I should have asked Coach Mountain for a couple of
Or should ask Coach Kennedy. The real Coach Kennedy.
But thanks everyone that support NC Youth Center basketball, and I'm excited to announce that I'll be back for an 8th season this winter. Also, Mr. Ben Laddick, he brought the show to the next level at the middle school. We got to introduce the Professor's Picks, which I finally got the Super Bowl right this year, the last year. But he really brought it to the next level, and I'll never forget it. And then we made it to the big show, fall of 2012. And we, NTHS, we turned your world upside down. We exchanged your morning tea for a bottle of Gatorade, you could say. We came on the Monday after the final TNT Classic, and you know, surprising as it may sound, there really wasn't a lot of coverage here before I got here. But luckily, thanks to Mr. Lucas, who's I'm glad he was able to come down today, and Miss Fellendorf, who's watching, and the Lumberville Bookstore, the #1 school store, our #1 sponsor. They really got things rolling, and but I also like to thank, I know he came on earlier, but Coach Mountain. I'm not sure if you remember our first encounter, Coach, but actually, Mr. Zions, he introduced me to you. It was I'm not lying here, it was a pouring day, raining day in November, and you know, I told Coach Mountain, you know, I wanted to be a part of your program, and luckily, you know, he gave me a questionable look, like, you know, who's this kid, but luckily, Ian Gilhausen, and Chris Woodard, who was only a sophomore, they came out of the locker room and they said, "Coach, this kid's legit, so let's just give him the job." And you know, ever since, you know, the basketball program, if you haven't, you've only seen half of Coach Mountain. You've only seen when behind the scenes, you don't really get to see the passion that he's put in this program, and that's what I've learned from him the most. Just to be able to show pride, professionalism, and everything that you do in life. So, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Also, Coach Turvey from NC Baseball. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to come in, but when he came into the NC Baseball program, he just brought a sense of swagger and charisma and, you know, excitement to be at the ballpark. And it was an honor to be able to announce the games. We had walk-up music. We had, you know, everything, and it was awesome. And best of luck to the guys next season, especially Ramblin' Man, Twan, and Smokin' Mountain Rain. Those three, and I'm really excited for that season. Don't ask how we came up with the nicknames. But also, NC football, Coach Trulizio, Coach Clark, Coach Peggs, Coach Fumarelli, the past 3 seasons. It was awesome to be able to do play-by-play for the games this year too. So special thanks to all of them for letting me be a part of the great tradition. There's so many I just want to thank. There's so many, just the faculty overall. I won't really have a lot of time to thank everyone individually, but just as a core, just the support that you've been able to give me, just by turning on your TV, or just being able to talk to one of you in the hallway all the time, or able to pop in and talk about the Bills or Sabres or whatever. It's been great. And I'd like to thank 2 teachers. Mrs. Peggy Lynch, she retired a few years ago. I honestly couldn't talk until the age of 3, which is surprising. And now it's ironic. Now it's ironic because I can't shut up. But I'd like to thank her because she really got me in the right direction. And also Mrs. Judy Muscala, who's retiring after 30 years in the district. All the teachers that are here, and Coach Ross down in the gym, and you know who I've had over the years, if I've had you. So just thanks to all the faculty. But 2 teachers I just wanted to highlight from this year alone. Ms. Suizik and Ms. Weech. Ms. Suizik, since our last class on Tuesday, I realized just how many valuable lessons I learned from your class alone. It was more than just annotating and writing essays, and you taught us how to think more outside of the box and to make sure that wherever we go, NTHS will always be here like Maycomb. I'd recommend to anyone to take CAP English next year because you'll get out of it what you put in. And in Miss Weech, math wasn't my strongest subject in high school. I'm going to be proud to admit that, which is why I dropped pre-calculus before the start of the 2nd semester. But while others may have shrugged it off, it was actually a blessing in disguise, because what I learned from you, Ms. Weech, from that situation was that it's okay not to be great at everything, and we're able to grow and we accept our weaknesses and become grateful for the talents that we have, and that we're surrounded by the people like you, Ms. Weech, that encourage us to be the best that we can be. So thanks for everything you've done for me, and I'm glad that I was able to have you for that time. To Mr. Cap, Mac, Sam, Duncan, thanks for coming in every morning to do it with me. Mr. Cap, this is the end of a 4-year run together. Without you, the switch wouldn't be on. We wouldn't be able to do what we do. Some of the ideas I have, like, hey, can we bring on so-and-so? It'll be crazy to go.
We'll get to administrative homeroom.
Reminder, 1 minute to administrative homeroom. Just a couple more minutes. To Mr. Fisher, thanks for giving me the green light 4 years ago to be able to do what we do. It's been a pleasure to work alongside you, and I look forward to contributing to this school in the future. And also, probably my #1 supporter, Mrs. Cummings, who's probably watching in the main office. I guess that you could say she became my personal secretary this year too, and some readers that read my stories in the Buffalo News, which it was awesome. My final story is actually in today's paper, so check it out. But it was awesome when they called the school to share their opinions on my stories. Some of them were good, some of them, were a little harsh, but that's a business, right, Heather? That's a business.
That's unfortunately how it goes.
Yeah. Also to Miss Bullis. She retired in February, and she brought a lot of class to the NT Athletics program. She really brought it up. And also so I wish her the best in retirement. She seems to be having a happy retirement so far. Also to Mr. Alger, I'm ready. I can't wait for our interview next week, and I look forward to working with you in the future. I really hope that I can remain a part of it in some way. To my parents, Bark and Lori, thanks for your support and for raising me into the man I am today. Taught me how to respect others, to be grateful for what you have in life, and to put work before play. And I'm glad that I have both of you in my life, and I'm even more grateful to have my brother Nick. I can't believe that we made it together. What made being part of the sports community so special was being able to experience it with your brother. I've told people in the past that they made a Lumberjack of the Year award. Maybe he didn't have the top stats, but just the heart was there. And when other times when other people have given up, you didn't. And you could have ended basketball when you got cut in 8th grade, but I'm glad you didn't, because the summers of just shooting and rebounding, it meant a lot. And you sacrificed so much for me, and I'm proud to say that you're my hero, and I know you're gonna do well. So I love you, man. I really do. And finally, to the viewers from here in Western New York, and somehow some guy from Wisconsin found our stuff and said, "Wow." Whether it was a retweet, a broadcast, or a story, thanks for being there. All this wouldn't have happened without your support. And I'm just humbled by all of it. I'm so blessed that all these guys were able to come in and be a part of this. And the class of 2016, we did it. 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and probably a bunch of crazy stuff that's happened. We finally did it. In a couple minutes, we're gonna celebrate. We finally did it. But here's some final words of advice for all of you as you navigate through high school the next few years, and in college and life. As I guess you could say I'm going out on top with him too. My all-time favorite teacher, Michael Denny, always says, "You're never a failure until you quit trying." And the only person that you should worry about is yourself. With all the social media and just all the different influences, just do what makes you happy, and you'll have a great time here at NT and beyond. To class of 2017 and the rest of the school, is the late Muhammad Ali said, "Don't count the days, make the days count." And that is probably the best quote that I've heard, and I only heard it a couple of days ago. Probably with all the mountain-isms too. You can rank those in your top 10. But just get involved in a club. Just take challenging classes. It's better to take a shot at AP Bio, for example, or anatomy, like Julie here who's kicked butt in those classes. But it's better to be able to assess yourself than just sitting in 5 study halls a day. So hopefully, go to school dances. Just make the memories while you can. So this is it. I'm going to use the same quote that I used last year. As Jason Aldean once said, "I'll see you when I see you, someplace, some other time. If I ever get down your way or you're ever up around mine, we'll laugh about the old days and catch up on the new. I'll see you when I see you, and I hope it's someday real soon." It's been an honor and to serve and entertain you all these years. So with your final Sports Corner update, I'm Joe Kraus, and may God bless the North Tonawanda Lumberjacks. Thanks for watching.